Hello, 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 my friends. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be streaming. The tavern doors are open, so come on in, have a seat, have some meat, and relax. Hope you're all having fantastic days. Today we're continuing our adventures in Wildsea. Officially back after a short hiatus, people just being busy. But we're here, excited for more. Hope you are as well. So, make sure you have yourself a nice hearty mug of meat and a nice comfortable seat. Without further ado, my name's Hippie, I'm your host, and welcome to the bridge. What's up, ladies and gentlefolk? So good to be back. Oh, it's great being here. I love doing it. I love Wildsea so much, so it's exciting to be back to giving more story and more adventures and more tales. So yeah. Hope everyone's doing swell. Hope everyone's doing good. Sorry for the slightly longer start there. I had a food order come in, was putting things, talking about it real quick. All around, having a great day. Took a small nap. Fantastic, feeling energized, feeling ready to weave weird. Almost literally, I was weave weird wonders into the world. I was like, that's too much alliteration, But yeah, let's go ahead and say hello to our players. Hello, players.
Hello.
Maybe a little less joyous.
Yo-ho.
Maybe a little more pirate.
Yar?
I'm sorry, was yo-ho not pirate?
But it was like a yo-ho, you know? Like a yo-ho, you know? It was like a...
No-ho.
No-ho. Oh, Christ. Hope everyone's doing well. Tequila, hello as well.
Hello.
And hope we are all doing swell. It has been a little bit since we had a little adventure out in the wild seas, and it's good to have you all back, ready for more.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for what wild awaits us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll...
Really hoping this dock master doesn't take all our booty.
Yeah.
Always taking
I've
all
been
your
dreading,
booty.
dreading what might happen next.
Right. I just a small question, because me being the wonderful, fantastic note taker that I am, amazing GM talents. I write down everything, every little note and detail. What did I name the doc man? Kazay, cool, okay. I have a list of names. I didn't actually mark it down which one I gave him. I just came up with a list of names, because I'll tell you right now, Wildsea names, whew, that's a task.
They put the wild in Wildsea.
Yeah, that's a task. So I was like, I don't remember which name I gave him. I just have a list. These are my Zelicray names. I need a
Don't
name.
ask anyone else's name from the Knotted Cape, but Kazay is the dock master.
Yeah, I don't think I gave
we
another
met
name, so
anyone
I think it's, yeah.
Of note.
Yeah.
There was that one weird old lady that wanted your wings.
Yeah, she wasn't named. I didn't name her. She was just someone I threw at you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me jot this down real quick, so I'm a professional. This is literally my day job. I was testing you. I had it all noted down anyways. Anyways.
Wipes brow.
So, back to the story.
Oh, God.
All right. Oh, so you guys, last scene, have arrived in the medium-sized spit between a couple of the peaks of the Skybreak Mountains known as the Knotted Cape, deeming it was a little too, not necessarily bothersome, potentially problematic to have Briar's return home unsuccessful in his current ventures of life. It was deemed more practical to show up to the Knotted Cape, which is a black market of sorts. It's not all bad, you know. A chunk of this community is exiles from different villages around the Skybreak Mountains in general, as well as it is also a pretty solid and safe place to dock, to weather storms or anything of the sort. Now, also because it rests between the shadow of two mountains, it is a place to find some shady folk. It's given the title of Black Market for a reason. A lot of goods here are more exotic in their nature, and or potentially psychedelic and otherwise mind altering or even body alteringly addictive. You guys docked the Scylla's Lullaby here, having need for repair as well. It has been lifted out of the branches into a repair station, and with money not being a thing within the system, you've been informed that the price of said repairs will very likely come in the payment of jobs and work. If you don't have anything of greater value they wish to take from the ship. Having recently met the dockmaster, Kaze, I don't remember how I pronounced it. Kaze, yeah. You guys met him. He is a very clean man, especially for Zelicray. If you are of that species and nature, or have been around Zelicray for a while, you probably can tell this man either won a skin lottery, a fairly recent one, or has the money to upkeep on skin retrievals. Outside of his unnaturally clean demeanor, he also does a very good job at speaking in a less than Zelicray way. Less of the ticks and clicks and clacks of Spider Mandible, and more that closer to a more ardent or human low sour. Though in bouts of anger or excitement, you notice the clicks and ticks tend to seep through, sometimes when, you know, pushing a threat a little more. The clean, nice man slips away. Yeah, so y'all had visited his office, and having been dismissed by Kaze, having been informed that after the assessment of your ship's repairs and the cost, you will be beckoned back to the dockmaster's building for proper payment and or business conversation. But with that, you step out of the office. To your right stands a large man in a series of multicolored plates and made of chitin. Kaze's personal bodyguard stands at the door and basically kind of motions you towards an exit. It leads to the upper floors of the Knotted Cape. Immediately you're sailed stepping out of the dockmaster's building. warehouse. You guys are assailed by the scent of the city once again. It's not necessarily foul, but it is certainly unique. Um, a mixture of the um, rising scents that come from below the branches, as well as scents of the city, and chems, and uh, you think you might be able to smell the scent of something sweet and kind of alluring in its nature, coming from the western part of town. Outside of that, before you were multiple tents and shabby buildings and things that have been built onto the spit and hanging from different spots and places. What would y'all like to do? Is there anything you would like to try and find or take care of? The Sill's Lullaby taking a decent beating, so you might be here for a little bit.
And there was definitely the whole of us also taking a beating.
Fair.
What's the chance to find a reliable closest thing to a doctor in this area?
Well, I mean, probably fairly high. I mean, someone has to keep these people alive.
And they have to be pretty dang good at it, too.
We need a doctor for this ship, man.
Definitely. looking at my health right now, definitely. Absolutely.
Also, a Briars might also may want to dig around for something a little bit more Zealot in nature, an exchange, or potentially skin market might be something you might be interested in trying to dig up.
Yes. Skin market and possible finishing of the cultural exchange. So I can use my arm again.
I do know Loon also took some fairly serious scarring from the last encounter with some less than alive Ironbound. A suitable doctor to mend her wounds and potentially start the regrowth process of her wings.
It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Please, please, my ship though, please.
Yeah, as you guys, the bustle of city life, the life of a spit at best, is all around you. Yeah, the mainly what you hear is the barking of men and women, speaking in different tongues. You hear a lot of brass tongue flinging back and forth from behind stalls and counters, from tents and buildings. It's a very busy trade day, it seems. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna look for whoever takes care of these people medically.
Okay.
Because little pot's been kind of hurting for like
For-
2 sessions now. So
Fair.
Pain.
Yeah, I mean, uh, are you gonna try and like dig around very specifically? Are you just gonna like wander around and eventually stumble upon it?
venture around. He's not the type of person who just would want to ask shady people
Fair.
something.
Fair. So yeah, I mean, it takes a while longer your day, but it's nothing bad. You at least get to see around the area you're in. It seems a lot of the stalls up here are a lot of food and like personal goods rather than empty scrap or anything of the sort. Not a lot of larger objects up here. It's mainly the foods and personal gear, things like that. You also pass by what could only be described as a hookah den. Tent, the scent and visual plume of multicolored smoke spewing out of it as you hear the laughs of men and women inside. Though all sound, the voices all a little dragged out, the laughs a little more hazy in their nature. Whatever they're inhaling, they're certainly enjoying. And shortly after, you do find a tent that seems to be a doctor. It's wide opening, very inviting in nature, at least, and it's got a couple of as best as you could describe, stalls for patients to sit at. A wide Ketram man sits next to a patient working diligently, and behind what you can only just hope is a secretarial desk sits an ardent woman. She's scrawling on some paper and moving around some notes. She looks up and sees you, and another patient. What do you need? What's your ailment? Physical or mental?
Very much physical.
I can see. Are the others with you? Did the rest of you go with Little Pot, by the way?
I would say Briars does follow.
I'm definitely there.
Hi, Bear. The dogs say hello. You hear dogs barking in the background.
It's okay. We also hear Ariel snoring, so.
Oh, do you? Nice. Yeah, no. The nurse looks you all up and down, kind of concerned with your multitude of injuries and fairly severe bodily harm. Please come in, have a seat. The doctor's a little busy, but I can at least get you started on a simple setting of anything that needs to be shifted, or if you need something for pain, I can provide that. She motions towards one of the stalls, or two of the stalls. She looks to Loon and, ma'am, if you'd please, in this one. Sir, if you please. She points to the other one.
Yep.
Outside of the door, these are about maybe like an 8x8 foot bathroom stall. Essentially, is what they look like. Barely made private by some erected mixtures of bone and wood. They at least look clean, quote unquote. They're not filthy, at least. He first looks over, examining. What is the cause of your injuries? These are fairly severe burns. Do you remember, Loon? Cat. I think she stepped away for the dogs.
Doggos being doggos.
Fair. Well, I'll move on to the other two, I guess. Loon staring into the wall. Dead-faced.
There were people hugging outside, and Bear hated it.
Oh, shows of affection?
People I don't know
in
in
front of
me.
a
How
husky?
dare?
How dare they?
How dare. Affection. Die. Love in my world.
Love not directed at me. How dare?
Affection in this economy.
Okay.
I'm back.
The nurse looks to you, Loon, and begins kind of looking over your body. Is there any would you mind describing the nature of your injury? What caused such burns across your body? Do you need a reminder?
No.
Okay.
Loon's trying to save face.
I don't want to sound as idiotic as it was, but it definitely came from like a magnetic electric property. That's about as much as I can say, though. Is there anything you can do to help?
Yes, there's plenty I can do to aid in your recovery, though a pretty nasty scar will remain across your chest here. You can see most of your I guess fur, as best as I could describe it, has been burnt off. If I could attempt to see if we can find something to transplant as a replacement, don't guarantee a perfect match of color tone or anything, but at least it won't be bare.
I mean, the fur will grow back eventually, I'm sure. I'm more so concerned about the ability of my wings and if they've been affected by this.
Yes, there's some significant charring and burns along the body here. Well, have a seat. I'm gonna go see what I can mix up to help aid in the more natural growth here, and I'll have the doctor look you over. See if there's anything more serious we need to take care of, any enhancements or changes that might need to happen to your body.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I must ask before we get too far into this, do you have anything to barter or trade for services? If not, that's okay. Just know that here on the Knotted Cape, debts are always repaid.
I'm sure we could find something that is suitable of trade.
Wonderful. He gives a slight nod and smiles. When she smiles, you do notice it does curl into a little bit more of a cruel gesture, something of like pleasantry. She steps out of your little steps out of the stall and moves over to the two men. Are you two? What seems to be the issue outside of physical harm, holes? She immediately she puts you on either side of the stall and begins examining you both quite thoroughly and quickly.
That quite sums me up perfectly, actually.
Yeah, you see my insides on my outsides right now.
Only extra thing would be, well, of course, Zelicray issues.
Yes, I can see that. She literally shoves a finger into the hole through your chest cavity. Well, this isn't something that I can solve at least, but you might be able to find something down in the market. I'll point you in the right direction once I'm done here.
That's mainly what I'm looking for.
Fantastic. And you, she turns to you, little pot, and flicks the bolt that's in your side. I'm assuming you want this out.
That would be preferred.
Wonderful. Right. Well, as long as it's not poisoned or anything, and it's not tied to anything, is this natural or is it was it a man-made thing? Did it come from a creature or did someone shoot you?
He was shot.
Okay. No. Yeah, looks it over. And...
Luna's like looking at the ceiling and like the ground.
And what other injuries did you guys receive? I'm trying to remember all the shit that kicked your ass.
Mine was just mainly slashes, bullets, and
We
various
did
type of
have,
bolts, I guess.
we did have a bout against 2 iron bursts.
Iron bursts. Haven't seen one of those myself, only heard tales about them when I was a kid. Kept me out of the woods.
They attempted to grapple us. There was a weird feeling with it. Like everything was cold.
Interesting, but I'm not a therapist, so I'm not really concerned about that. Your physical injuries are what I need to know, and if there's any mental scarring that needs to be taken care of, I can prescribe you some something. And so she goes about tending to wounds and bandaging holes and Little Pot, you are handed a small like bundle of petals. They're kind of blue fade into a vibrant purple. Absorb these through your skin, please. It'll help with the pain.
I guess he'll just hold them in his hands, just
Yeah.
either just spread them around himself and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you consume, that's also you has to just consume them.
Yeah. Well, he consumes differently, so.
No, that's what I said. That's the Ectus consume through their hands. They absorb through their hands. Which is always interesting. Always interesting. That's what she said, absorb the...
theater hands, but on this, the mouth and the hands.
Yeah.
Imagine that, just...
just a literal mouth there. Thank God it's not.
Reminder of the garbage disposal that is Briar's.
Right. Alright. So yeah, you actually your resistance to poisons soon carries over to other things.
I would resist. I'm immune. I'm
Yeah,
just questioning if anything like that would actually affect me.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the slight feeling of like a little bit of like numbness, but nothing major as she watches the petals dissolve in your hands and she literally just pulls the bolt out of your side. It hurts.
Not as much, but it definitely.
Due to your actual immunity to poisons, the drug that's supposed to keep you a little sedated doesn't work. She looks at you as I assume you kind of like wince in pain.
Oh yeah, he probably should have mentioned that he's practically immune to all poisons.
She looks at Little Pot.
Probably should have mentioned that, bud.
I can put it back in if you want to try again. She throws it to the
Don't
side.
give him ideas. He'll find a way to make it worse.
She throws it to the side and walks over to a bag, he's digging around some stuff, and hands you another weird little. It's like a little like yellowish like glob. Almost looks like it probably comes from the bud of a flower somewhere. Right. Absorb that to your hand to as well. This will help in growth of your, well, more plant-like nature. Hopefully not anything too extensive, but do know that it does have a small dosage of cresarine in it. So if there's any excessive mutation or growth within your body, we're not liable.
Why is she hot though?
Is she a bitch? She's hot.
Loon has moved on.
If Briars could hear that, his head would just 180 look through the wall. Just
I mean, if Loon says it out loud, sure, but if not, then these definitely aren't
thought that was internal.
these definitely aren't private rooms.
Uzbeka, my love, I'm sorry, but I've only got so much time to live. I've got to find someone.
Right. But yeah, so do you know, so if you do choose to absorb it, it will begin a unnatural healing within your body. And later I will have you roll to resist any kind of potential addition to your growth. Just as a heads up.
Oh.
She then turns to Briars and again begins looking through you the tatters of skin, and she lifts up your shattered arm and shattered arms and wiggles them around and shifts them. So it looks like you're going to need a proper rehabilitation of the limbs and new introduction of new family members. Outside of that, there's not much I can personally do for you. Do you want drugs?
all good there.
How uncommon? She steps over and scratches some information on a sheet of paper and hands it to you. This is the directions to a market that might be able to aid you a little bit more in your recovery.
Thank you.
Of course. Outside of this, she looked hot. Have the doctor come see and patch up any additional cuts and wounds that won't naturally seal, and also aid in the recovery of your body. And your friend in the other room also needs more intensive care.
Loon in the other room. Just step on me and I'll be better. Please.
I don't know her. I just work for her.
She's my boss.
We don't get paid enough for this. She technically doesn't even pay us. We just get stuff.
Steppies.
So the nurse steps out and goes back to the front to deal with other people. Shortly after, the doctor comes by. First swinging by Loon's stall, looking in the he's well built, Ketra. From the collection of things he's used to solidify his body, the different metals and scraps and bones. He's
Oh, he's a different type of well-built.
Yeah. Catcher use scrap to solidify their body, like to make bones and limbs to fill their more gelatinous forms.
Hot.
So he walks in and looks you over. His attire very not becoming of a doctor. Very much more covered in saws and cleavers and patches and like chunks of chitin in on hooks that's dangle from his belt. Petals and leaves and bags and things. He doesn't wear a shirt. His bare chest, and you can see the metal framing of what might have been some kind of like barrel or container that had been torn asunder. Makes up his rib cage. Different limbs are a mixture of bone and metals to keep him solid and more interactable. So, what can I do for you? And kind of pacing around you. One of his tendrils goes over and like pushes your head to the side so you can see the scar along your neck. Burn scars, wounds, electric current, I assume.
Yes, electromagnetic.
Interesting. Surprised you're alive. Seems quite serious. He grabs your arm and lifts it and looks under your arm and around. Your wings are damaged. Right. So, you do this the quick way or the hard way?
Whatever leaves my wings in the best state afterwards is the way I'd like to take.
Alright, well then I guess we're going the hard way. Quick way, I could just cut them off and had something built as a replacement. The hard way means we have to wait for them to heal. Tell me, do you have any history of ingesting strange things?
Yes, I do it all the time. No. I'm responsible for a whole entire fleet.
Fair. Captain, I presume then.
Yes.
Has my nurse already talked to you about payment?
Yes.
Fantastic. If you're still here, that means you're able to pay. That's all I need to know. Tell me, what's your, do you have any negatives towards mutations? Any family members prone to extra limbs?
No extra limbs run in my family.
Fantastic. No history mutations. He's literally flipping through a checkbook. He continues to pace around you. You can feel as the tendrils from his head kind of poke and prod. You feel small pulses of bioelectricity kind of jolt and pulse through the patches of skin where he touches. Right. Well, the damage is certainly recoverable. Though if you want that gone, he points to your chest, where the scarring is. I'll have to do something a little bit more serious, a little more invasive, probably.
No, I feel as though scarring on a captain is pretty acceptable, if anything, desirable. So I shall.
Sure. Some people find it.
Concerned.
Some people find it hideous, but that's up to you.
Do you find it hideous? Does your nurse find it hideous?
Twirls antennae. Is your nurse single?
I mean, yeah, some people might find it hideous, but like that nurse though. Well, I mean, are you available? I don't have much time. My clock is small.
Yeah. He looks you up and down, and I have no personal quarrels or tastes and such things. It's not a concern of mine personally.
So you're saying I could get it?
Doctor just turns and steps out of the stall for a moment and comes back. He has a series of patches made from leaves and different hides, and one of them is definitely covered in weird, slimy goop. Now, this is not going to be the most comfortable of thing. This is, he holds up a piece of, like purplish, almost light altering, skin. It's on one side, it almost looks scaly. On the other side is that kind of gross slime. You almost see him kind of struggle to hold it a little bit because it's so slick, but also kind of sticky. Right. This is the hide of a chameleon viper. I'm going to very crudely slap it onto your wounds. They're known for their regenerative and mutative properties, so this should take to your body fairly quickly. And in a couple weeks' time, it should recover and be almost unnoticeably different from your normal skin and wing pattern. As long as you're not prone to mutation, you should be okay. But if your body rejects it, we're gonna have to try something a little bit more serious. Again, I could just go with the severing your wings and putting on something mechanical.
No, thank you.
You sure? We have a very fine mechanic here.
I can see your your mechanic work seems to be lovely, but
No, not mine. No. I don't do anything with machines.
I think I'll go a more organic route in this one.
All right, well, this is gonna hurt for a moment. You see him pull out a probably 3-inch bone needle and some thread as he squats down behind you, and you feel him tug at your wings and shift them around. Don't flutter, otherwise it's gonna get a lot worse, alright? Feel like that gross slime kind of press against your body. It's got a light, almost, it's not really burning, but it feels like there's something like immediately kind of digging at your wings. And then the sudden burn of a needle puncturing through your body as he begins sewing it on.
I'm sorry, he's sewing the goop onto me?
Yeah, the skin patch.
The skin.
Yeah. Yeah, he's stitching it onto your onto your damaged wing.
Okay.
Oh, right. I probably should have offered. Did you want an what are they called? An aphrodisiac or something? Something to dull the pain.
What are they called? No, I'm good.
Just a pain.
An aphrodisiac. That I might take, but pain meds maybe not.
Yeah, I was going to say aphrodisiac definitely isn't what the pain med is called. Well, if you need anything for the pain, reach into the bag over there. There should be a orangish yellow orb. Pop that into your mouth real quick.
Just grab like one of the orange Skittles from the bag. That'll do it.
It'll distract you for a minute.
Yes, candy. Would you like a lolly?
I mean, do you
No,
you take it?
I'm good. I just, I suffer.
Okay, you choose to suffer.
I choose to suffer.
All right, so yeah, it takes 20 minutes to get it on, and you do feel a slight heft in that wing now that it's got that extra bit of skin stitched onto it. Now the patch is there and it'll probably hold under pressure, but I would highly recommend not using your wings anytime until you notice it's fully bonded with your body. If in a couple days it hasn't taken, or if your body begins to reject it and rot, probably come back. I'll cut it off.
Aye, doctor.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything else you needed, I could. You sure you don't want the scar taken care of? I have stuff for that.
Nay, thank you for your assistance.
Of course, of course. Now, steps out of the stall, goes to the with a short look at Briars. He looks at you, and I can't do anything for you. Did the nurse give you the directions to the market?
Yes, she did.
Fantastic. Get out.
Wonderful.
Dude, I think the
Just
doctor was
resting my
good on
legs
it.
when I had to
He turns to Little Pot. You, on the other hand, you look quite, well, I don't think that hole's supposed to be there.
None of them
Oh.
are.
Just a heads up, immune to most poisons.
Great, I'm not trying to kill him, I think. You owe me money.
No, this is my first time here.
Fantastic. He looks you up and down, and he pulls a very similar slab of skin. I'm not sure if this would take on a plant-based life form. We could give it a try, though. This here is chameleon skin. I don't know if you heard me next door. Chameleon fibers know for the regeneration, blah, blah, blah. It'll eventually blend into your body, maybe, or it'll reject it and cause rot within the wound. I could stitch it on, or we could do something a little bit more experimental.
What's the experimental?
Is it an aphrodisiac?
Do you need an aphrodisiac? Yeah. He rolls up the other patch of skin and puts it in a pouch in his hip, and kind of flips through some of the other things, pulls out a vial from his belt, and as well as a syringe from his back pocket, and this is a wild concoction, home design, really. You're not against maybe slight mutations. It's an experiment with creserine to help enhance the medical natures of some herbs that I've found recently, in hopes to better help people regrow limb wounds, things like that. When other methods aren't viable.
If I decrease the chance of my wounds rotting, why not?
Sure, probably. He steps forward and just stabs you with the needle. Letting it seep through and well, not seep, he injects, and yeah, you don't feel anything immediately. So hopefully it works. I'm assuming the lady next door is your captain, so on whatever day she comes back here, you should come with her. I don't know how long
Like
that'll
she'll
be.
come back earlier for a different reason.
I don't know. Maybe? If you think there's a reason to come back, you probably should. Unless you're here to come back to hit me or something. Don't do that. Any other... Anything else you need? Want some drugs?
I'm good, thank you.
All
I
right.
just needed these holes patched.
Right, I should probably do that at least. Pulls out some bandages, begins wrapping like around the holes and things. Your crew's been in quite the scuffle from what I can tell. Such hardy adventurers, truly. Only the stupid venture out into the wild greens. He finishes wrapping you up. And motions you to step out of the stall. And right. So, with the three of you having been worked on, I'm going to need payment.
I can spare iron ore needles for stitching, and I have an extra scything limb if you need it for anything.
Limb from what? Metal? Creature? Plant?
Bellogarl, if I remember correctly. Or was it from... Oh no, that was from something else, wasn't it?
I have no idea what the scything limb is from. I just got a scything limb from somewhere.
I believe that might have been one of your food items that you got?
No, it's a specimen. Oh, it's just, specimens are food items. It might be organic.
Technically, yes. I'm pretty sure it's from the fucking
Yeah, it's from
young
the ship. I think I just got it from when I just got a bunch of stuff.
No,
I
you
was
might
asking
have.
on the-
It might have. Yeah, I mean it's biological either way. I might be interested in that. I could use some new blades and things. The needles are certainly helpful. I go through those constantly. Anything could use some chemicals, things to concoct with, especially something medical in nature. You wouldn't happen to have chameleon viper skin, would you?
No.
Shame. Hard to come by.
Kind of shuffles her way into the room. How about a crate of liquids we found under the canopy? I'm sure there's something within that could be of use to you.
A crate of just liquids. Undetermined?
I'm sure it'd be
Undetermined, yet to
exciting
be
to
appraised.
figure out.
Sure, I'll take that.
Okay. Deal.
Here you go. He spits in his hand and holds it out.
Yeah, she's fucking doing the same thing.
Fantastic.
The pot looks in his hand thinking, am I able to do that?
I mean, you can
spit?
You can secrete digestive fluids in a lighter form, I would assume, so it would technically be spit and you can shake a hand, yes. I assume you can secrete fluids on a fairly normal basis, your plant, right?
Yeah. I think technically the only one who can't would be Briars. At best, he can spit out a spider.
I mean, also not technically true. You could spit webbing, probably. Like,
yeah, I guess.
You know,
I guess that would be the case.
Yeah, it's honestly
like a
weird.
lob of webbing from like 1,000 spiders on your hand.
Why is it weirdly grosser than normal spit?
Godzilla Cray are weird.
I love this.
It's so great.
Alright, so yeah, you guys get patched up and along your way, the doctor will send someone by the ship to pick up the crate later. No need to worry about delivering it yourselves. It'll get retrieved.
Better be the only thing retrieved.
Yes, it'll be the only thing retrieved. So yeah, you guys are back out in the streets. Loon and Littlebot remove a mark from each of your currently marked aspects. Then later, I will have you guys see how your medicines take. So yeah. What do you guys like to do?
Well, I would like to be patched up. Now, the only question is, would you two like to follow?
Sure. I'll see how you patch yourself up.
I'll go just so that you have someone with brass tongue ability nearby.
That would be appreciated. Though I will warn you, some things might be sickening to an extent.
Delicious.
Awful.
The directions you're given leads you towards an elevator that leads to the lower section of the Knotted Cape. Following past a mixture of tents and things, and tucked behind a warehouse is a fairly large like canopy that's been draped around some as like an almost tent. The front end is open, and along the outside as you walk by, the first thing you note and informs you that you're probably, unfortunately, in the right place. 3 people sit in cages. They seem mentally unresponsive. They're alive, they're breathing, but their eyes are glazed over, and they're definitely on something. They sit idle until you go passing by, and one shifts over and kind of drearily and weakly reaches his arms out and simply just, more, please, more. Specifically, he's looking at you, Briars.
He ignores it to the best of his abilities.
Okay. The scent of sweat and something else, a little foul, kind of emanates from the tent, and as you step in, you can see a small gathering of Zelicrae are talking and bickering. One of them in a kind of gray black skin covering slams his hand down and,
"Be quiet, all of you. The deal is done. Get out of here."
One of them shouts back,
"The deal not done. I will be repaid in..."
The sound of a gunshot goes off, and the second Zelicrae's head disappears. The first Zelicrae raises one of his secondary arms, smoking barrel points towards the other 2 that were still there.
As I said, the deal is done. Get out before I scar your skin sacks as well.
The other two quickly scamper out. You could see them holding in their hands the unfortunately empty skin shell. It seems to be ardent in nature. They scamper past you, glancing at you guys quickly before stepping away. Inside the tent hangs slabs of skin and cloth and hide, chitin, from all kinds of things, plants, creatures, people. The sound of draining can be heard in the back. What it is, unsure. Probably just as gross.
Ah, new customers. Sorry you had to see the display.
He grabs the recently beheaded Zealocrate and drags him behind the counter and just kind of dumps his body.
What can I do for you, my kin?
He gives a fairly polite bow towards you, Briars. The smoking gun still in his hands.
I require patching up.
Patching I can do. Tell me, kin. Do you wish to match your current hide? Do you wish for new skin? I have some recent acquirements.
I definitely appreciate the offer. But there's a reason why I cover most of my body. I am as patchwork as they can come.
I can make you beautiful again. Kin begets kin. Understand the scars of the wild, I do. Come, have a look at my wares.
Points towards the, specifically he motions towards the full skin suits. Varying in color and nature. You can see in a mannequin pieces of what was an ectus, chopped into pieces and displayed like armor. The dangling, still moist skin of an ardent is present as well. The hollow eyes and eternals, telling of the suffering and damnation that came from such a prize. As well as there is a fairly well matched patchwork. You can see there is an extension of additional limbs coming from about where the spine should be. They curl around its back and are neatly wrapped around its waist like a belt.
These are my recent endeavors. I have not been able to collect many full skins recently. the hunters have been persistent in keeping prizes, and the skin lottery has not been around these parts in a while.
Very true. But I will not waste your time. I doubt I would be able to afford such skins.
Oh, but we can talk. We can deal like the men do. I am not some monster. We live in a civilized time. But if you wish to remain hideous, I can simply patch your holes, fill your body, cure your ailments.
That would be appreciated.
Mm.
I will be forward in what I can offer. I believe I would have 2 items that would be of interest. Based on my person. He first pulls out the chart of skittering limbs and marred skin.
Okay.
And he takes off the heavy steel sword and presents them both.
He looks.
A chart. Always such great trades. Always good for business. One such as this might fetch a good price. Promise of skins. Blade fine. Been used, yes, on you. Yes.
Yes. A prize I took.
A prize indeed. What about that one? Its hide is unique.
Looks at you, Loon. Very creepily and suddenly jolts forward towards you. Its body kind of shifting and moving in unnatural manners.
Is this one for sale?
That is my captain.
Oh, Captain, my captain. You would not be amiss dying, would you? Your skin is unique. There's scarring colorization I have not seen. Your wings are, this one, damaged. Gross, hideous. Never mind.
Steps back and he gives this guy kind of weird side eye still. But slinks back towards Briars again. Back to ignoring the non-Zealocray.
If she expires while you are here, I will pay greatly for that cadaver, the skin.
Briars stays silent at that remark.
Attached, I see. Attachments only get you killed, only damage the hive. Strange. Right. So, shall we get to patchwork?
Please.
Strip.
As Briars starts taking off the clothes.
Right. What does Briar's skin look like, by the way?
A good chunk of it is a bunch of different hides from stuff that he has hunted around his home. Notably, there are a few bits that seem to be ardent.
Okay. So it's generic, like, it's patchwork. It's a lot of animal.
What needed to be done to make a body.
Yeah. He looks you over.
You are hideous. So much patchwork. Not even original work. And you are in tatters.
He examines the holes and the cuts and the gashes, the damaged limbs that are stretched and crushed.
This will be a project.
Whatever the payment will allow you to do.
Yes, the payment. The chart is quite nice. I will take the chart and the sword. I can carve very cleanly with such a blade. I can hack very nicely with such a blade. You will part with both, yes?
Yes.
Fantastic. Preference on patches? Any skin, scales? I have furs in the back.
Whatever cloth and or hide.
Cloth. Disgusting. But beautiful.
He steps away, slinking back towards a raiment of what looks to be like a rough silk, patterns of browns and like reds kind of blend together. Kind of skirts over it and looks at it, glances back over, shakes his head and moves on. Goes to a couple patchworks of gray and tannish skins and pulls one down.
Yes, this might co-mingle. The hive might like, yes.
He slings over and he very much displays skins across your body as if it was a wedding gown, as if you're picking out a suit. Balloon, little pot. It's disturbing. This is a part of the world that you would probably have never wanted to actually experience. These to him clothing, pieces of garment, used to be people, used to be living things. The fur is probably less disturbing than others, but when he pulls down, a bit of skin, it definitely used to be a man, or you can see some thorny, looks to be probably an arm, covered in spines. He kind of braces it against the fractured arms to see how well it fits their sizing. This is wrong. Is the best you can get from it. So yeah, he begins patching and stitching and cutting. First he goes to the damaged arms, and
you will need to shift and churn the hive.
As Briars does so.
And he quickly just lops off the loose skin that warrior arms now just simply flaps, and they just fall to the ground, and it quickly begins to patch on a kind of tannish brown limbs. Definitely used to be a left and right arm, now just both your left arms. He does adjust the hand on what was the right arm, restitching some fingers from another limb mismatched in color, rays in kind of more like midnighty and, well, not midnighty, but like smoky in skin tone. He cuts away the piece where you got run through, and over that he lays out what could only be probably gal flesh. It's a little spongier in texture than most other skins due to their fungal, mushroomish nature. And takes a little bit, but in, a couple of hours, you're pieced back together. Limbs whole, body less in tatters. New patchworks and things laid about. Yeah.
Now then, I see your family, your kin are under in numbers. A exchange might be in order, yes.
Would that require additional payment?
Of course it will.
As he looks back to the other two, is there anything aboard the ship that you would wish to or be okay with parting with?
We have several more crates of old liquids.
I think the thing that he would be most wanting might be the mushroom chitin.
Let's look at that scything limb.
Still got this limb for cutting.
But like,
That might also work too.
these liquids though.
Look at
Yeah,
all
we
these,
got a lot of
look at all
weird
these liquids we
that
got sitting around.
Unless it's
so
alcohol,
many, and
we don't
as
care.
many people as I can swindle into taking this for payment, I will. Watch me give it like it's liquid gold.
Right. It hasn't been examined, so you don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No appraisal whatsoever.
Little Pod, do you present the scything limb?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you present the scything limb?
Yeah.
He looks at you with actual interest in your general presence for once.
This is interesting. Yes, I will take this.
He just grabs it out of your hands.
This will be suitable payment. I know where I can put this.
He lays on the shelf and steps into the back, and you hear him dragging out something that sounds a little heavy, and out from behind the back he comes out with a glass jar. It's about 3 feet tall. It's got a metal framing. It's glass. And he first, it doesn't look like much. Some kind of gross swirling liquid, and then as it gets closer, as the light catches it, Briars, you're a little taken aback. It is, as what you can tell, probably several Zealocrat. Unskinned. Just left in a jar.
Now we will begin the exchange. Give me hand.
He extends his hand.
He opens a slot in the top of the container and pushes your hand inside.
Accept, new kin. Take what needs to fill, and nothing more.
As he does that.
Right. And you intake. You recover your hive.
I will now finish my temporary track of finishing the cultural exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Yippee.
From what you can receive from the new members of your body, most of them are just happy to be free. From what you can tell, what you take in comes from several different bodies. Debts, unpaid, people who've wronged this man in some way, shape, or form, or simply people he just didn't like.
Now then, if that is all you need, get out.
Good day.
A
As,
fantastic day it has been.
As Briars puts his clothes back on and promptly leaves.
If you ever need a new skin, call for Chowtoots. I will deliver.
That
I'll keep that in mind.
you guys are outside the tent.
I assume that you two would like to leave this place as quickly as possible.
I see no further reason to stick around, so.
Alright. Well, you guys leave. At this point, the Scylla's Lullaby's under repair, so, if there is any projects or anything you guys would like time attempting to fix, or complete, you may do so. If there's anything you guys might want to poke and prod for, so, there are also other crews looking for, additional hands and other tasks. Or simply asking around about rumors might help you find something of interest.
Little boss is going to take the time to work on the break rank up track I have.
Okay. What are you bending?
What was that? You kind of like.
Oh, so what are you spending to? Well, which of your milestones are you spending to do so, and how are you relating it to your break track?
The batting a construct away.
Okay. Reminiscing of destruction and the required strength needed to properly bring down such a machine certainly does build your understanding of such violent acts. Loon, what would you like to do?
I also have some special projects that I would like to work on to learn signaling.
Okay. Else would you like to spend in such a way?
Mm. Just one of the minor milestones. Anything but the cool scar one, because that one I want to keep. It's my prize. That's my prize. We can do the lion's mane research.
Sure. I mean, a simple understanding of colors might help you identify flares at a better understanding, so.
I'm just sitting on the docks, kicking my feet, looking at the thinking about that lion's mane research, and also just like, haha, oh wow, look at these pretty colors.
Yeah. I mean, understanding the way a lion mane's petal burns and the different like chemical flames that come off of it gives you a little more understanding for gold.
Hooray.
Briars, what are you up to?
Briars would actually like to talk to the captain.
Go ahead.
Captain?
Good evening, Briars.
I just wanted to have a quick chat about, well, if you have anything to remark upon what happened at the skin market.
It is a world that is different than anything we will ever understand. So I've tried my best to keep my mind away from it. But please, what are you hoping to address about it?
You no doubtedly saw some of older parts of myself. If there is any questions you have about how I obtained some of them, I would like to let that out in the open.
Is there something you'd prefer to get off your chest now? Would it ease your soul a little bit?
To at least not have any misconceptions, mainly, about the ardent pieces of me. Those were parts that were found when I was picked out of the Wildsea, when I was first attacked by that thunderous beast. They were parts of my crew. I say mine like I was the captain, but my friends, my family.
As a way to keep them with you.
It was more to keep me alive. I woke up on the Glitter Crest with them on me. Most likely the only way to keep me. But it is a reminder of them, yes.
I wish I could say I understand, but I don't think I ever shall. But for now, at least, I can say that it seems as though those parts of you are important, so I won't draw too much inquisition into them, at least any further.
The main thing that I would like to get at is, of course, you saw one of the darkest sides when it comes to Zelicray. I hope that my behavior has shown you some of the lighter ends.
It most certainly has, Briars. I don't think you have anything to fear in that department.
Thank you, Captain.
Of course. Just, remember my acceptance the next time I accidentally shoot towards you with an electromagnetic pulse.
I am slightly dreading the possibility.
As am I.
I'll leave you be now.
As you were, Briars.
As he just walks off.
I can break things better soon.
Breaks things.
Hey, Captain. I also want to check in with you, just so you know I can break things soon.
I can break things real good.
I'm so proud of my crew.
One man dumps his traumas, the other one, he could hit things a little better now.
He also just totally sold something's arm. That was pretty dope.
Don't ask where I got it. How does the Zelicray get an Ectus body? Because I know Ectus are one of the options, but how do you hollow out an Ectus?
With patience and
I
a
mean,
spoon.
it's not much different from opening an actual cactus.
Do neither weather like the cactus skin at all?
I mean, it really depends, and also again, weird world. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you could very easily patch it on. Would it act like cactus as like ectoskin? No, it would just be skin. The thorns would probably die or fall out eventually, but for a while it would be an additional aggressive body part. But it's much more solid than normal skin, so definitely make a tougher body. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter what limb it is because it's a bunch of spiders, man. They're just gonna weave it together.
What if?
So
I
while
know
I'm
some
thinking,
Ectus can have a colony of bees in them. Do you think the bees and the fighters fight?
I mean, an Ectus can, a Zelicray can't.
yeah,
So it wouldn't be. So they don't take the whole limb; they just take the skin. So if there was like bees, the bees would be killed, and the skin would be harvested.
mm-hmm.
I mean, if it
Also,
was,
while I'm thinking about this, how much would I have healed from the procedure?
oh right, so you can recover your uh limbs. Those have been entirely replaced.
Okay.
And what about us from earlier?
You
You
and
healed one from each track.
yeah, one from each track, and then yeah, and then later we will have to determine any further results.
Okay. Awesome.
Plus mutations.
I want to make
I hope
sure.
Bugs might an extra limb while I help him in cooking.
I want to make sure I follow up and see if I fix anything on my wings.
Mm-hmm. And then yeah, you will also receive a prize. You will be from each.
Wonderful. Not fully healed, but definitely in a much better position.
I mean, like you guys are resting. I'm gonna
continue to his heal, so you're fine. So, and then so having done nothing, so I will say, Briars, that doesn't eat up the time if you would like to actually do an activity, track one of your goals or anything.
Yeah. So, well, the only track that I really have right now, if I don't want to start a new one, would be learning how to use Rattle.
Fair.
And the best person to at least learn that from right now would be Kokaza.
Yeah, he's downstairs. I mean, he's banging away at stuff. What milestone would you like to use for that?
Yeah, that's the main problem. I don't really have a good milestone that would connect to it.
Iron Burst would be the closest one.
Yeah.
Understanding of metal and how things are.
Okay, then I'll use that one then.
Do you do that? That is about a week of time goes by. Do reduce the things you guys promised. Personal inventories. Yep. In that week of time, some repairs. It's our whole. It's refurbished. You fixed. It's it gets repaired. New slabs of metal and bone are put over holes. Chunks are swapped in and out for newer bits of wood. The limbs take a little bit, and the engine take a little bit more time and effort. So, you guys have another stretch of time if you would like to do something. Whether you find a job to do, or if you town or find any information, you may do that.
I'm just gonna complete the break rank.
You want to spend time doing it, you may do so. Or if anyone wants to try and craft anything time on a project or start something, again, that's all things you guys can do. You can literally attempt to make a sword if you wanted to. That's part of a thing. Or if you want to browse the market, there's plenty of things to trade for. Food or weapons or charts or whispers. You're gonna say, Lou?
How would I go about, I know I've asked this a million times, using whispers?
Using whispers? So, using one, just using it blatantly, is simply going to be you speaking, whispering, or shouting the whisper, depending on what you do with it, will affect how the results are. A whispering it's generally a controlled, more private thing. It won't have a lot of sway on the world around you. Saying it tends to lead to, again, more controlled event. Something that with yours being a welcoming fleet, maybe ship pulls in that's friendly, something like that. Whereas shouting it causes an immediate drastic event that is uncontrolled.
Okay.
But that has the largest actual effect on the world. And then outside of that, you can use it during travel, mixed with a chart to literally spawn a location.
Okay.
And the location will be a reference to both the chart and the whisper in combination.
I think I'd rather just say it now. as a way to possibly pass the time in a productive way.
Sure. Um, what do you what are you saying it to? Where are you saying it? How are you using it?
I'm saying it at the docks.
Okay. You just okay. So it'll use it up.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean you say it and nothing immediate happens. It's fairly quiet out here at the docks. At least for today. Outside of the usual clanging of repairs and things. There's no one like busy bodying around. Um a small skiff can be seen off the distance, slowly making its way toward landing area. It's accompanied by two smaller personal crafts on either side of it. They seem to be leashed to it. Probably some sort of propulsion, maybe, just not enough space for everyone on board. But they arrive. They seem to be a group of hunter traders, a wandering pseudo family, nomads of a type. Uh, they dock and step aboard the skiff, and uh, they seem to just be wanting to sell stuff. There's a mixture of different creatures and things on board their skiff that they're um looking to trade and sell to people or in the market. It seemed nice enough.
Mm. I would like to go up and interact with them.
Okay. Present yourself. The captain, as best as you describe him, seems to be a Gao. Um, the different crew members you can see are actually speaking in Gao. You can see a multitude of different jars and around people's waists or across their chests and things, and occasionally one will pop a little lid open here or shake a vial there. And yeah, they're speaking in pheromone.
You're speaking in.
Gaudim is a language of mainly twitches, clicks, and pheromones.
Okay.
As you approach, the Gao captain turns and speaking in a very broken, low, sour, he greets you. He asks if you are looking for anything, if you're looking to trade for food or any looking for some kind of scrap or game.
I I'm looking to trade for any type of specimens, chemicals, anything of the sort.
He nods and towards a chest that's brought up, and notates that they have specimens and things and parts for trade. Nothing that they deem like overtly exciting. Have plenty of things that.
Mm-hmm.
He presents the chest towards you, and yeah, there's a couple bundles of different things, some plant fibers and a mixture of shattered bone fragments and things. You notice a basket of small yellow oranges orbs. You've seen these before. The doctor definitely had them. Seems they might have gone and ventured out to whatever plant grows such things on it.
I offer to trade a bundle of Sunreach bulbs for the bag of orbs.
He looks to you. Notates he is unwilling to trade all of them. He needs some to trade to the doctor.
I will offer one bundle for 6 orbs.
He looks to you, the crew, and you can see he's kind of thinking things over, kind of counting in his head. And he nods. You can smell kind of sweet, but also kind of soury scent in the air. Been around the market. If you've been around markets, it's something you smelt before. It is a scent of acceptance.
Delicious. Sweet and sour, so like sour Skittles, like my orbs. Anything else? Any type of chemicals or?
I mean, there's fluids, mainly drained from creatures and plants. Nothing innately, like chemical in nature, but I mean, it's fluids, it's things. He has some stuff from a multitude of plants and he has a venom from a living bush. What exactly, like, are you looking for something in particular? Some kind of feature from an animal or plant?
It would want to help more so with like a healing property. That way I can use it for tend.
Okay, so you're looking more for medical herbs. So in terms of medical things, the only thing he has that leans towards medical is those orbs, which you know, or you've been alluded to, are a little bit more like not as well, they're alluded towards they're a drug, more like a pleasure thing than an actual medical thing. But the doctor has been using them in a medical fashion.
Okay. And then I would say that's all I can hope to obtain trade-wise.
Okay.
I do also want to talk to the captain and see if there's any insight they can give on my learning of signaling.
Sure. Give me a language test. As a means to try and because you're trying to learn a language from we're trying to get knowledge of a language for somebody who just doesn't fully speak your language to a language you don't know how to speak. Zach,
Tides would help with that.
yeah,
And
do you, I mean, it'd be tides in Gaudim.
which I don't have, so just get the
It's
additional
tides.
one for tide.
Okay. If you had any, like, chemicals to attempt, pheromonal exchange.
4 and a 3.
Okay. I mean, it's not a failure. You can kind of get that he's saying, he doesn't have the, like, time to teach you, or the tools to aid you in such ways that are just expendable, But he does say that he tries to convey the point of maybe finding a larger ship may, because they're more likely to require someone who knows signaling, who understands it in its whole, and who speaks your language fluently. So he kind of leads you towards maybe find a bigger ship to try and get this information from.
Okay.
He nods and conveys that he needs to get to the market so he can offload the stuff before any of it goes bad or people sell out of anything he's looking to trade. He nods and shuffles back towards his little ship and his crew, and they begin unloading things and moving things.
Okay.
You do obtain 6 Cresarine dew orbs. Do know that these are dangerous. Cresarine is the extremely toxic and mutative property that has changed the world in and of its whole. So experimenting with them or using them may come with alternative effects.
Okie dokie.
Get some extra arms. The Zealocray recommends them wholeheartedly.
I hear it regrows your hair.
It could. It might be completely different hair.
Does anyone else need to do anything? I guess it's just Briars?
Yeah, Briars, I can't think of anything for him to work on at the moment.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to go find or explore? There's an entire market. Are you looking for anything? Do you want a weapon?
A weapon would be good, but I don't have
He is
much
the
to
weapon.
trade.
I am a weapon.
I mean, the ship has stuff. It doesn't have to be yours. There's a
That is
fucking
true.
chem pistol on board.
There is, and honestly, because that's a ranged weapon, that would use hunt.
Sure.
So heck, I guess he'll use the chem pistol.
Okay.
We'll just.
You gotta
I'm
grab
assuming
that.
I would need ammo.
Yeah, I mean, so you can scrounge up. So, give yourself an aspect, market chem pistol, give it 4 marks for the track. You will mark it every time you shoot it, and if you use it to block, you will probably mark it there too. If it takes any significant damage, obviously it'll break. Otherwise, filling its mark just means you can't use it anymore in that combat, and you'll need to take a moment to, clean and reset it and reload it. Little Pod, did you want to try and find an actual weapon, or you good with your pan?
I'm doing my pan.
Okay.
That pan has been doing work.
Mm-hmm. I guess also, Loon, were you looking for any kind of weaponry or in additions to your arsenal or equipment?
No, not so much.
Okay. Because even like armor, also a thing you can find. Things that get, those are just things that get added to your aspects that, you know, will just soak damage.
I can actually use armor as well.
You can also attempt to craft armor, but none of you have rattle for really crafting such things. It'll probably be pretty tough.
Yeah, I just got tier 1 rattle.
Fair.
So, it's iffy if I could make it.
You'd also need the materials to make it with.
Most definitely.
Little Pie said you were interested in getting, or you maybe some armor.
Yeah.
Okay. There is
I mean, it's
actually,
not a lot.
yeah, there is actually the broken bark armor sitting in your guys' cargo.
Ooh.
You could attempt to fix it, or trade it, or one thing to not forget. You guys do have 2 undercrew. Terra Moss still exists on board the ship. He's more security and safety and self-defense for the ship, but he's there. As well as Kokazal also still exists. Though none of you have rattle, he has 2.
Best bet to make stuff.
You just
Yeah,
need
it's
to
like, guys,
ask
see if
him
we can
and
repair the
get
bark
a
armor
material.
What was that, Tequila? Little Pot?
I'm gonna ask Okazavi if it's possible for him to repair that bark armor for me.
Well, I don't know about repairing it, but I can certainly try and fit it to your body size. Thorns make it a little bit more, you know, strips than anything, but, you know, I can see what I can do.
As long as it's functional, that would be all I can ask.
I can certainly assist in making it, you know, functional. Yeah, give me a bit of time and I'll see what I could come up with. If you bring me any additional supplies or something, anything hard, or, you know, if you want something strapped on it, bring it to me, you know, before I finish. That'd be great, and I'll add it on. Anything complex may make things difficult, but I'll do my best.
Have we given away that mushroom chitin yet?
It's still in your inventory, but it should have been given away.
We do have a
Or
whole crate
no,
of
you
chitin.
gave the scything claw.
Yeah,
Yeah, the mushroom chitin's still there.
we still have the mushroom chitin if you want to use that.
I mean, I mean, it's again, what you want to put into it might adjust what you get out of it. So yeah, if you want to use the mushroom chitin, maybe that'll assist in giving you an additional mark. Or maybe you want to take the fucking head of the hammer saw and have that attached to it. That might give you an additional attack. You know, something to aid you in that. Or if you had the scything limb, you could, you know, strap that to the arm. Just things. You guys can be creative, don't forget that. The system is weird and free. If you see it or think it, you can probably make it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna use that mushroom chitin in it.
Sure. I mean, if you yeah, spend it. You hand it to Kokazan. That'll add to his ability to create a successful piece of armor. And let me notate down. Let me notate that track for you. little pot. So he has 4 attempts to make good armor. It would have been 3, but 4 because he gave mushroom. Okay. That'll be done over time. Private. Yeah. Time passes. Another week goes by, and those of you with wounds may remove a mark from a track. Those of you who were given some sort of weird chem, I'm gonna need you to roll for
Does this include the chameleon stuff?
Yeah, sorry, chem or strange addition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so give me a tend test. You have an edge of appropriate nature, feel free, and if you think an aspect might aid in this, feel free to add one as well. So that'd be little pot and
I'm trying to think. I don't think towering or taste test would.
I think I'm good.
Hold on. Yeah, taste test would be inappropriate. Your immunity poisons might aid in your ability to resist Krezrine at least a little bit.
4. 2 4s.
4s and 2 6s. All right.
3.
I only care about 2. Don't give a shit how many you get past 2.
My
Sorry.
wing's fucking immaculate now.
Loon, you do, though it is still quite visible, is that chameleon viper skin has melded to your wing. The stitches have kind of dissolved away as the skin is properly taken to your body. There's no rot or anything around the edges. Examine it. Though it is still a little heavy in that area, it'll still need time to properly integrate and meld into your body. You at least don't need to get your wing cut off now.
Cool. Can I possibly fix the burnt track?
Yet.
Dang it. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, but burn tracks are rough recovery.
Hey, I rolled 3 6s.
That's great.
It was worth a shot.
I know. Yeah, that's fine. But recovery still takes time. Yeah, little pot, your body resists a overt mutation. And you do feel a bit more energetic, as well as the holes in patches that were got your body are almost entirely sealed and properly grown back. You do note that the thorns that grow from those new skin patches are a little more well, their color tone is definitely a darker, blacker tone. And they're a little harder than the rest.
Steel hard needle.
Yeah. You guys have no negative outcomes to your recovery so far.
Yippee.
And as you guys are, going to and fro from the ship, the boiler is actually removed from the Scylla's lullaby so it can get proper maintenance done to it. Between Kokza and the working crew out here, it gets done fairly quick. And it begins to get reinstalled back in. The system's rehooked up. It's no longer spewing smoke and steam and clanging around loudly. Kokza informs you, Loon, that it'll probably be another week of time before the ship will be sailable. But it's looking good. The hull's fixed up, and the engine is mostly repaired. It's at least been patched and put back together.
Hooray.
It's mainly the damage to the pipe system and thing that gets all the power out everywhere else that still needs to be taken care of. You guys have at least one more week if you would like to spend finding something to do, trade, buy, barter, or if you would like to speak to someone.
We
See what the
might
food part of the
just...
place is like.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, what was that?
Let's see what the food in this area is like.
Fair. Exotic. There's a lot of even for Wildsea, a lot of the stuff is exotic. Tongue of beasts, strange pots of boiling innards and things that smell sweet or very strong, very gamey. You come across another Ectus chef chopping away at a hunk of plant meat and dropping it into a bubbling stew pot. It's fairly large, almost like it's those large pots that like people do like gumbo in. It's like that, and it looks fairly similar in nature. But there's a decent mixture of bright colored like leaves and just chunks of soup is more plant meat. It smells sweet. But he informs you that it is in fact like a hearty spice to it. The sweet is just simply the spice cooking into the rest of the liquid and meat.
Little Pot's gonna be like taking notes in his little cookbook thing he has, like what he says, what he observes, and whatnot.
Hey, Luke, so I got this here from a branch of one of them bright red plants down below. So I have a man I send down there to gather resources while he's out hunting and whatnot. So this red chunk here is plant meat. I tend to season it and leave it out to sit for a day. If you don't let it sit, you'll get that gross, barky, like fibery taste to it. You want it to sit in sunlight. Is best so that that all kind of drains out and dries away. You actually want it to be dry when you put it in your food or chop it up. Again, you're gonna get that very barky, fibery taste to it. You don't want that. That's gonna ruin a meal. But you leave it out. It gets this nice, almost meaty texture. Almost tastes a little like Pinwolf, a little like Pinwolf, but a bit more dirty. A little more like ground. But it goes great in a stew, in a soup. This over here. He points to a plattering of meat. This here is a mantis slug. Now,
I know ain't the most appetizing thing to look at, but you kill one of them, don't puncture the skin, shatter their insides as best you can with a blunt object, and hang up their bodies to kind of let all that goop drain out of them, all that ichor and slime they crawl around on. That drain out. But you gather that in a bowl. It makes a good base for a stew. Don't eat it straight; it'll kill you. But mix it with some water down. Then chop up the mantis slug, kind of flay it like you would like one of them skyfish. Cut it open, flay that. Season it, close it up, cook it on a fire. The body's really good at absorbing flavors. So season whatever you want. Cook it on fire. I like doing it in oil, but you do whatever you want to do. If you want to flash fry it in some kind of cam or something, that might give it a deal something extra, crisp up the sides. But yeah, do that. You got yourself an amazing topper to, like, I don't know, find some rice or something, put it on top of that, and it's delicious. Love it. And it keeps for a while. Their bodies, being mostly moisture anyways, tends to keep the flavor and the moisture in for a good long time. And skin can be a little tough, depending on how long you let it sit, but the insides stay good. He goes on to kind of explain other things, but those are the prevalent things you get from it. And across from him is an ardent selling what is essentially meat dumplings. The outside is a flour-esque, like a breading-esque pastry filled with various different meats that he's scrounged up. There's also people attempting to sell bulk goods, bulk meats, bulk skins, foods and plants and things, spices, a lot of spices. Some good, some psychedelic. Some some will open your mind to further flavors that you've never heard of. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't barter or trade the like some of the crates of liquids we have for the bulk food and like the bulk meats and plants and spices.
Okay. Sure. Do you want to do? I mean, if someone with brass tongue wants to do it, you probably have a better time attempting, because those are unlabeled liquids that you found in the depths.
I have one mark of brass tongue.
Okay, you can go ahead and give it a go. People are definitely less likely to trade you edibles for. I have this jar. I don't know what's in it.
I got a jar of dirt, I think. It's a liquid.
Dirt's not a liquid.
Not that you're aware of. This is weird
liquid
dirt.
here.
Yeah, so go ahead and if you would like to attempt to barter, go ahead. That'll be brass tongue, appropriate edge. And I guess if you were choosing to threaten, something like towering might help you threaten someone.
Take my jars.
Take my goo.
I can make it so that it's at least pure liquid.
Do you want to try? Do you want to try that? Do you want to see what it is?
Yeah.
You wanna unoop
I
that
can
goo?
purify it, figure out what it is. Oh, I don't like what Ew, I'm still touching it. Ew, I'm technically eating it. No, awful.
Actually, taste test and cactus flesh will allow me to just actually straight up just see what these liquids are.
Sure, unless it's just acid.
If it's acid, then I will know right away.
How about you stick in something that isn't in your hand first?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick in his arm. I'm gonna put one of my needles in it first to see if it's acidic or a base. Let's see, to make sure it's a safe acid.
So you finally open up this crate of weird fucking liquid. Taking out one of the canisters, they are sealed. The thick glass that contains these liquids is framed with a metal casing. The bottom is more like curved, kind of like a normal like scientific vial. But the top has a metal seal clasped on it. Would you like to break that seal?
Can I
Am I out
use
in the
like can I use anything to like maybe try and figure out what this is before we just do a weird barter system for it?
Sure, you could attempt to concoct on it.
I also
Or
have
study. Yeah.
Yeah.
You tend to just straight study it.
Yeah.
Study would lean more towards understanding its potential like physical properties. A concoct test would lean towards more understanding its potential chemical properties.
Uh, I'll just do a concoct. That one's 3.
Okay. And then if you want to spend any of your resources to attempt to,
No, I'm good.
anything,
I got a
then
double 6.
okay. I was gonna say it might affect results in more understanding. Yeah, so you taking the container and kind of shifting around, examining it for a little bit. You notice inside, giving it a decent shake, even though it is pressurized. You can see bubbling air inside as if it was cycling its own oxygen in through the liquid. Also, when exposed to sunlight, changes from this kind of slime green yellow to more of just a vibrant yellow, more of a dull yellow, kind of like a mustard. It also
This cactus color.
it also doesn't seem to eat away at its its container. The container seems to be fairly fine for however long it's been in there, and it's at least been in there for a minimum a month. That's how long you guys have had it. The seals are still good too. The container is still solid and unbroken. Yeah, that's all you would get out of it without mixing it with anything or attempting to further chemical tests or opening it. You don't notice any like fumes building inside the container, but
I'm gonna get a cup from the kitchen and pour some in and see if another container can hold it. That's not this more obviously more like specialized container.
sure. Yeah, you dump it in and it kind of sits there. It's a little, though it's very like watery when you pour it. You do notice it kind of leaves strands as it pours. You straighten the vial again. It kind of leaves strands, kind of like cheese. But yeah, the cup's fine. It does
Becomes
smell odd. It's got a mixture of like a imagine like carbonated lemon, not lemonade, like lemon. Kind of has that kind of scent to it. And it is in a fairly constant state of bubbling once it's exposed to air.
I'm gonna risk it. Let me see if this thing's
Edible?
edible.
Huh? You gonna drink it? Or I guess you
Yeah.
you literally just put it in your hand and absorb it. Even through the absorption, you can feel the kind of like again, it has though it pours like water. It has that kind of stringy, sticky, like elasticity to it. Very much feels like again, there's like melted cheese in your hand. It's kind of that goopy feeling. It tastes similar to its scent. And breaking it down in your hands, you can kind of get it almost has a you can kind of get a fairly nutritious vibe out of it. It's hard to relate to other foods you've pointed out. It definitely seems high in like I guess electrolytes is kind of the word I'm looking for there. You probably shouldn't ingest this straight any like in large quantities. But maybe breaking it down might become something a little bit better, or mixing it into something chemical wise might give it a give whatever you're concocting a bit more jump to it.
When I'm understanding, it's the stringy soda syrup.
Kind of, yeah.
And okay, so can confirm this thing is at the very least all right for people consumption. I want to say safe. So you have to, I guess, basically have to take extra steps to make it drinkable. But we can sell this to a food stall somewhere.
I mean, do you want to trade it? Does the captain maybe want to keep it now?
We have 7 crates of this stuff, so well, 6 now, 5 now. We have 5 unopened, 1 opened, and 1 we gave to the doctor.
I mean, so you will need to spend one to do the research on it, but yes.
We will have 4 crates of this stuff.
Okay. What do you guys want to try and do with it? And if no, yeah, just go ahead and trade it. It's fine.
Briars has no input on this concoction.
Okay.
I can make it into a drink for us with what we keep. But
You also
I'm
eat.
not sure if Loon would want to do anything alchemical with it.
I mean, I could always, if we kept a crate, I'm sure you could cook and I could do some alchemical stuff with it. And then we have 6 more crates to trade.
But we have what? Well, we have 6 right now because 1's going to the doctor. Or should have gone to the doctor. Right
Oh,
now.
I already marked that going to the
Oh,
doctor.
you already did? Okay, so
Yeah, we
still have
had
7.
8 to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, so we still have 6 crates because 1 of them's open.
There's
Used for research.
Also, don't put aside that you could technically turn it into something drinkable before trading it.
True. we have. I guess we're gonna use the open crate to experiment. So, if it's a crate and it comes in jars, how many jars would you say are in the crate?
4.
4?
They're
How
not
big are these
jars, they're canisters.
canisters? How many? How big are these canisters?
Hit it.
Baby sized.
It's not jars of goop, it's a canister of goop. Get it fucking right.
Scientifically, it's a canister, okay? Fucking Christ. Yeah, they're like baby sized. Like a 1-year-old.
Like
Not a baby.
that's not a baby.
Like a
This is
9-year-old.
the size of a child.
Not 9-month-old, whatever.
So a toddler, yeah, cool.
Is a 9-month-old a toddler? It's still a baby.
Newborn would pretty much be
Okay, I didn't say newborn. I said a baby.
okay. Baby is newborn.
So I'll take.
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave 2 canisters of the loon to go all mad scientist with, and I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
take
Yeah.
this open one and the unopened one to see what type of drink I can make with it.
Okay. Further experimentation will take actual testing time. So if you'd like to off on trading for goods, you may do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on trading for goods too.
Okay.
Make a lemony drink apparently.
Lemony drink. Delicious. Yeah. So yeah,
Yes. Quencher.
Oh god. It's the quenchiest. So yeah, if you wanted to try and trade some of that for other things, you can feel free. Further experimentation into actual liquids or chemicals be another project. Going back to you at market, having a crate of that, what are you trying to get for it? Little pot.
I'm gonna resend the crate thing now, knowing that it's something I can use.
Okay.
And sure, we have a lot of gold mine stuff left.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just not trade anything right now because looking at it, we don't have much to trade for bulk.
Sure.
So that's probably going to be those crates of lemony liquids are going to be our ticket to bulk trading right now. I'm just going to actually go back and focus on that.
Fair. All right. You guys spend some time, guys kind of browsing, looking. You find a man selling exotic weapons and strange contraptions. More foods and things and colorful cloths, banners, and flags and art and portraits and things. Find someone selling definitely looted goods, whether from corpses or from sunken ships. Some of the stuff has holes in it, some of it still has blood on it, but it's all definitely used, though manageable. And you spend this is the last bit of time kind of exploring the town before going back and potentially seeing what you guys can do with your fizzy liquid. Yeah. With that, Loon and Little Pot, if you'd give me another test for your chem resistance, Resurrain resistance. Please do.
6 and 4. And she's currently AFK, so.
Right. And then yeah, Bryce, you can still cover a mark.
Okay.
Secondary test.
Yeah, do it. Alright. Little Pot, you make a full healthy recovery. Nothing seems to be abnormal outside of a couple of again, that blacker tone to some of your thorns, and they're definitely, again, harder, a little stiffer. To get caught on things is a little bit annoying, but there's nothing crazy. If you were to use them for other means, they're probably a little more solid than your usual things. Loon, the doctor wasn't wrong. The chameleon skin definitely took fairly well to your wings. The off weight has faded. It no longer feels like there's anything additional there. If you look at it, you can still see there's a bit of a lump where it has, it's still fully melding in, but it has almost perfectly matched the pattern of your. There's a weird bit of shifting to the colors if you look closely. But yeah, it's mostly taken. You may remove the burn from your.
Hooray! I'm beautiful again.
Mutations.
Yay, no
No.
mutations.
No real mutations. I do have some slightly denser or slightly harder needles, but that's all.
Yeah. You may both also recover one mark from a track.
I had 1 track left, so like I'm fully healed now. Yippee.
Yeah. So the last week goes by. Okazal reports that the Scylla's Lullaby has reached full repairs and is sail if need be. Obviously there is still a need to talk to Kize about payment and returning the favor. You guys didn't collect any other debts over your time, so you're free from all of that, unless there's anything else you want to find, like upgrades for the ship. Yeah. Anything you would like to do before going and trying to settle up your debts?
Not anything on my end. I just would like to go about making payment arrangements with Kaze.
All right. Well then, guys, make your way back towards the warehouse. As you approach, you can see Zay, the dockmaster, actually out and about, barking orders to people to and fro, and getting people moving. The large man you had seen outside of his door, walking stoically, slightly behind him, his head ever on a swivel, looking around, making sure nothing of danger is on their way. He barks an order to a man who goes scampering off, grabbing a box and running towards the warehouse, and catches eyes of you guys as you approach. Ah, I was just about to go see you. Well, hello, my friends, hello. Captain Lunaro, was it right?
Hello again. We want to thank you yet again for your crew doing such an incredible job with the repairs.
Of course, of course. Only the best for the guests of my port. I assume you're here to settle up.
Yes, we would like to make payment arrangements. We don't want any debts to be unpaid here.
Of course, no debts. Well. What might you have of interest to me? Anything fancy? Anything, valuable?
You know, like some unrefined lemony liquids.
There's a creative chem for creative chitin.
During our journeys, we have gone through quite a bit of areas with some interesting loot. Upon that, we did find ourselves a full crate of chem fuel, as well as a crate of chitin that we would love to.
I have no real interest in chem fuels and chitins. I can get those in bushels or shiploads if I really want to. No, that's not the trade I'm looking for. Things of interest, excitement. The head of a leviathan. The gem cores of a machine from down under, maybe. Anything interesting, salvage-wise, people-wise, maybe?
Kokazah. Send him Kokazah. No.
Terama.
Terama.
You seem to be struggling to find answers, which is fine. I assumed you didn't have much in terms of trading physical things for me, which means I'll be trading you for some services, some of your time. As you've just told me, you said you're quite Advent explorers and adventurers, are you not?
This is true. How can we assist you?
You seem like you have good heads on your shoulders still. Unlike a lot of the buffoons I have to send out into the wild to find things and collect things to retrieve or deliver. Yes. I have a job for you. One that will take you below the waves. You see, I've recently come into knowledge that in caves in the mountains below the tree line, there's some old relics that lie deep within. I'm looking for one of them. a machine, one that can filter air, clean. Tales of its ability to cleanse Krezarine would make me able to expand even lower into the depths, down where the world was lost once before. I want you to find this contraption. Bring it back to me.
We shall see to it then.
Fantastic. Well, I'll be waiting most excitedly, most patiently for you to return. But don't take your time, please. I'm a busy man. Alright, well, if you need more information on the caves below, talk to my dive team lead. You'll find him at the lower section of the docks, near where your ship is kept. There's a ladder that leads below. You'll find him there, probably busy digging through some scrap and filing away some paperwork. Kazay smiles and nods and turns on a heel as he walks away. One of his sets of arms is kept folded behind him. You can see in it a fairly wicked-looking knife. Very visibly, you can see it having been soaked in some liquid, probably a poison of some kind. What do you guys like to do?
Once he is out of earshot, Briar's F says, well, that's on the tamer sides of what I thought was going to happen.
Loon goes, I feel like this is something we could absolutely do. Or we could run.
No.
I'd rather
Because he's
a
not
black
going to let
market.
our ship out into the Wildsea. Not at all. Considering that he says that when you talk to the dive team, that means we have to get over there by, technically, foot.
How can we trust they will just let the deck go after this, though?
Retrieving this relic is not something that I think will be too difficult for us. So, I think it's just best we get to it and get it done so we can continue our voyage.
Best move.
Alright, so you guys head down below.
Yep.
Alright. So yeah, not too far from where the Scylla's Lullaby is there is a ladder that leads down below the spit, below the docks into a lower platform in the branches. Nearly invisible from above. You're actually surprised to find it down here. There's about 20 people going to and fro, shifting things, moving things around. You hear someone shouting from inside it's basically a shipping container turned into a house or an office. Hear a loud bang, and then the door crashes open. An ardent man stumbles backwards, almost thrown. I'll pay it off. I swear I can. Before a harpoon jettisons into his chest and throws him off the side and into the depths. A ironbound steps out from the canister and looks around and sees you. Sorry. Dealing with some paperwork. You see his arm is entirely just a ballista. Well, his right arm is just a ballista. His body made up of you can see what looks to be the front of a ship. The head is the carved head of a fucking mantelpiece thing. Can't think of what it's called. The front of ships. It looks at you with its weird wood carved gaze, and then it sinks into its body and twists, and instead is replaced by cracked orb, minorly green with fungal growth, like mossy growth in a different tone. We are busy, but I assume Kaze sent you down here.
Correct.
A debt to pay. How unfortunate.
The head shifts again, and instead simply a empty socket. The neck piece to what seemed to have been a dive suit. The only thing that shows that there might be a head there is a dull, ghostly glow. Flickers to and fro as it speaks. Oh, you're the next victims he's sending down for that contraption. Hopefully you guys come back alive. Finally, all three of the voices chime in. Your name's Ogre. It's good to meet you. We'll end the session there.
Very fun.
To the depths.
To the depths.
To the depths with E, and by E I mean me.
By me, I mean you, and only you. I'm not going. But yeah, hope you guys had fun. Good little just kind of progress session. Can you guys taking care of a little bit?
All of our wounds, they have been melded.
I have new wings.
You have
Whoopee.
new wings. Yeah, you do still have a gnarly scar, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a badge of honor, and honestly, I look sick as fuck. I'm sure that nurse.
Great.
Yeah, I think it's just one wing.
So that means you have different colored wings now?
I have a new wing.
Her wings are the same. It's just the one had been damaged. The patchwork, the skin mostly melded with the color, but if you look at it closely, the pattern that was there is in a constant state of shifting.
Oh,
It's only
hell, fuck it, yeah.
It's only slight, but you can see the old pattern kind of moving around. Just
Dude, that fucking nurse is gonna go so hard for me now. I'm getting steppies. Maybe Ozbeka will love me.
Jesus Christ.
Hey man, I just went for
Briar's at this point wondering if he has to play wingman at this point.
Briars, you would make an incredible wingman. You know, you've got so many minds, just one of them's gotta have the golden ticket.
One of them's gonna have to have a good idea. One of them.
Right. No, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely wanted to bring some of the weird in. I'd been a little sparse on adding the weird over the throughout this little adventure. I want to make sure I give you guys some of that today. Because yeah, this is a
Really weird.
it's a very colorful, whimsical world, but there's a lot of weird and dark and like cool as shit stuff that can be used around here. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. Gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I'm gonna finish up stream on my end. I'm gonna go get food. That's what I'm gonna do.
Food does sound
Yeah,
good.
chores are
Very
good.
good right now.
Food. I wonder what's for dinner.
Is it a squirrel kebab?
Is it a
Wasabi.
weird lemony liquid?
That produces its
A
own
stringy
oxygen.
lemon.
Yeah, a
Lemon
stringy,
cheese.
lemony liquid that bubbles from its own oxygen production.
That's algae. Is that a lemony algae we have?
This
Maybe.
Curse, we have no idea what this is.
It's gonna become a quencher.
It's a quencher.
It's the quentiest.
Disgusting.
Absolutely.
Alright. It's been absolutely fantastic, guys. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday for more adventures in the Wildsea.
So yes, I am.
I still just love. Here's my trauma. Also, I can hit things better.
That was a little funny, yeah.
Great. Don't forget to mark a milestone. You guys have, if you feel like you've gotten something to this session. Yeah. This is technically, I should say, this is technically a separate act. So if you find yourself wanting to get a major milestone, you do have that as well.
Oh, okay then.
Got a raw dog getting an air removed.
All right. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
All right, chat. And with that, it has been an absolutely wonderful time. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us for another session of Wildsea. I love running this system. It is so weird. I definitely wanted today to be more of a narrative adventure. Been doing a lot of moving and acting and doing things, and so I wanted to give them again, I wanted them to experience a lot more of the weird, especially in characters and the world around. The cruelty and darkness that is the skin lottery, and the flesh traders of the spider folk were definitely something I wanted to kind of poke at as well. So it's fun. I like it a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up stream, chat. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. We do have the Skulls event for Warhammer. We'll be not only watching the stream, but I will also be opening the cool box they sent me. I will, for the first time, have the cam on with the new desk. Very, very excited to have this. You will have to ignore the semi-mess that is my office, but yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Then Friday we will probably be doing Tainted Grail, because it does go into full release 1.0 on the 23rd. Another thing I'm very, very looking forward to. So yeah. Thanks for being awesome, guys. You are all absolutely fantastic. The links to you guys, Discord, Twitter, sublink, merch link, all that shenanigans. Give it a look, check it out. If you are watching this on YouTube, all this information will be down below. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, my friends. Sadly, with that, the tavern doors will be closing. Finish your drinks, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, bye bye.